just as soon as I start stream, I remember that there is something I forgot to do. Where is it? I guess that'll give a little bit of time for people to come in. I forgot to get the weighted randomness. I did look up a video. Let's see here. So I do this, and then I do. Let's see here. Let me move this. Well, I'll have to cover this up for a second. Okay. Let's see here. What would we want to do this for? We would want to do it for the triggers for sure. So we need an extra column. I almost wish I had a third monitor. Goodness, okay. So we're trying to get it to do a random number between this range, which I believe it's doing, and then it's looking it up. Oh, it's generating a number, and then it has to index it somewhere else. Okay, that's what I'm doing wrong. Goodness. Alright, so we're not going to use XLOOKUP for this because it's not going to work all in one step. I need two different things. So let's make another cell. This one will just be called redeem value. And then we'll make another cell that actually gives the redeem. So here I need to take out all the XLOOKUP stuff. And it just needs to be equal to a random value between. Okay. Alright, so that's giving me random values between 1 and 71. And then it will have to match it to one of these using an index command. So we'll do index. I wonder if I can just do it for. No, not that. I also forgot my equal sign, which is important. Okay. I need an array. Let's do all of this table, if it will take that table 1 trigger. Okay, that's good. And then row number, column number. So the row number, it says it's match. I'm going to be honest, this is my first time using this command and I don't fully understand it yet. We want to match the weighted value, okay, which for us is Q17. Alright. And then we need the column number. Oh, it wants me to do it all in one step. Okay. No. Control Z. Backspace. Backspace. Comma. And then the cumulative, which we will select all of that. Comma 1. Okay. Goodness. Is that it? I think. Let's see. No, we gotta do another. Comma. 1 parentheses. And that shouldn't matter because I'm just doing a table. So, is that it? Okay. Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna be honest, I don't fully understand how that works, but so now, whenever we hit F9, we will get a random number between this value and this value, or rather this value, 1 and 71, and depending on what that is, it will spit out the matching redeem from the table. And it's basically the same as what we were doing before, but now we can assign different weights to each trigger, so some of them can show up more or less often than others. So if there was a super special redeem, I could just put it on 1, and now the number number 61 would have to generate for finger tracing, or if we assigned something like 10,000, like we're basically always gonna get that trigger. Because out of like 10,050 values, 10,000 of them go for kissing. So that's cool. Most of the values I think will be the same, but there's some things that I feel like maybe I don't want to do all the time. And so that'll help keep it more evenly, or it'll keep it distributed the way that I want. I don't know what else we'll do that for. Maybe different chat messages or something. Okay, so we have one working example of the weighted triggers, and let's see if it's still... No, it doesn't work over here. It's spitting out a number for some reason, and I think that's because we changed what cell it was in. So yeah, it's spitting out what's here, so we need to change it from Q to S. So we'll go to the back end, S17, and there we go. Cool. So now we've got it working, and we've got the weighted values. So let me go to my to-do list here. Figure out how to alter the probabilities. So we did that, we figured it out. We still probably have to implement it some other places. Spell check I did figure out. I believe it's... Why is this still cell not stylized the rest? Okay. Oh, it's because I went for no fill. Alright, let's see. Spell check. I think it's like F11. Is that right? Let me see. Nope. Is it F8? It's one of the F keys. F10. No. I'm gonna have to look it up again. I swear I know what it is. Excel spell check key. F7. Okay. So F7 will check it for anything that I'm in, but apparently there's no like global way to turn it on, because I guess they know that half of what you type in Excel is not actual words. If I misspell anything, someone's just gonna have to let me know. Or if you think it's funny, you can just not tell me. That's fine, also. Oh, something else I did this week. I finally have I say finally, this is only the second stream, but I have a little rock model, which is hopefully working correctly. It looks like it's working. So I found the free rock model on Booth, and the credit to the creators in the description. Let me see. Pull this up. It is by Area the Sea Dino, and then I found, because I'm supposed to be like a white collar VTuber, I found a little tie asset. It was red, but I like purple, so I went ahead and changed it. He looks kind of silly, but like, I don't know, he's like a little dapper, I guess. It is a little weird to be wearing solely a tie, though. But considering rocks, I guess, normally don't wear any clothes, he's still dressed up. He's still dressed more than a regular rock would be. Oh, I cleared out all my other things, my other highlights, but I wish I had XL365, because I believe it actually has a dark mode that's not just like coloring and everything, because that's how this one works. So mic scratching, I did figure out how to do that for whoever it was that was watching last week. They had Boba in their name, I know that. So I figured out that. I thought about how to keep the chat box history. I feel like that's going to be really difficult to do. I don't know if hitting the random button can ever cause a new cell to be populated with something, which is how I would have to do that, so I'll have to keep looking into that. More messages to the chat box, more triggers. Get the trigger word into a full redeem statement. I think we... Oh no, the trigger words work a little different still. That's fine. Maybe we'll figure that out at some point. What else? Spell check. That's as good as we're gonna get it. So, I also have a bunch of triggers, because like last week I just kind of was winging it, but I have other triggers here. very satisfying metal one, and it's something that you can just kind of keep unfolding continuously, and it makes these little click noises. It's mostly just a fidget toy. There's no solving it. It's not like a Rubik's Cube. It just keeps going. And then let's see. More messages for the chat box. We want a clock in redeem. We want how hard are you working today? Percentage. We want clock out / lurking. And then for triggers, we also have finger, flutters, we have hand rubs. I need to just pick whether I'm going to capitalize or not. I like it better capitalized, but I forget all the time. Head pats. We have Mike. Scritchies. I know Scritchies isn't a word, but that sounds better than Mike Scratches. Mike Scratches just sounds as like it's gonna hurt your ears. What else do we have? Whoops. Hydrate and stretch. I feel like those are givens. Those should be on every stream. Hydrate and stretch. Oops. Let me move the microphone over here a little bit. That's better. Ooh. Let's do. I still haven't 100% figured out what format I want this to take, but I want there to be like a performance review trigger, and then also like an HR meeting trigger, and then I want there to be like a positive and negative for each. I guess we'll just fill out all 4 is fine. So let's see, HR meeting positive, or I guess I should put it at the beginning. Positive HR meeting. I'm guessing you're Boba, since you said it's your other account. I guess finger tracing is like on this mat on my table, and then finger flutters would be just against each other in the air. Oh, I still gotta fix this. So we're gonna do from between this number, comma, and this number, enter. And then if we press F9, we should get values between like 1 and 200-ish. Oh, name tracing. I don't think I've heard of name tracing. What's name tracing? I know there's like name spelling. Are those like visual ASM artists where they like draw out your name while they spell it with like their fingers or something? I'm gonna mute the mic for a minute. There we go. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the way that doing something directly on the mic sounds. I did figure out how to do the mic scratches. I think most people, they have some sort of like mic cover, like either foam or one of those fuzzy ones for outdoors. I think they're like called a dead cat, actually, that they put over the microphone and then they scratch it. I don't have those, but I do have like a fluffy hat, and I think it gives like a good mic scratchy noise. Yeah, I think you could use anything that's cloth, but this hat is like really fuzzy, and it has like, it's not like actual fur, it's just like a fur-like material, and I think that makes it sound a bit better, and it also is good for like petting or like head pats. I did add head pats, head rubs, or hand rubs, head pats. Yeah, those furry mic covers, I believe those are called dead cats. Like, it's literally called a dead cat. It's usually for filming outside. It's meant to minimize the wind sound. So I think just the regular kind of foam, like the soft foam, is something to do with like maybe noise equalization or something, and then the furry ones are for filming outdoors and like trying not to record a bunch of wind. I used to do a little bit of audio for some film stuff, although that wasn't really what I wanted to do for film stuff, it's just what I always ended up doing. Let's see here. So I want to have like a regular chat messages, but then we should also probably have, let's insert some more columns here. Let's do chat redeems. And these will basically just be like kind of smaller things that don't require, they're like redeems that don't require anything on my end. So it'll be, let's see here, sits down in the corner. He's temporary. I'm still trying to commission a real one, but he's gonna hang out here for now. Because even once I commission it, it's probably gonna be more than a month before I actually get it. I did not make it. If you look in the about section or the credits section below the stream, the rock is from area. I forget. Area the something dragon, or no, area the sea dino, and it was for free on booth. And then the tie was just a PNG asset from a website, and I just stuck the tie on the little dude. I'm supposed to be like a white collar VTuber, so I wanted him to look just a little professional. Okay, and then I want... How do we do the how hard you're working? I want a redeem that's like whenever it's in normal Twitch streams, it's like you put like percentage and then I'm trying to think of one, like percentage height, and it'll spit out a height for whatever you are that day. And this one I want it to be like, how hard are you working? So let's do is giving blank effort today. So something percent effort today. And for the percent, it's going to be a random. I wonder if I can do all of this in one cell. So let's see. Let's do equal sign, parentheses, parentheses, equals rand between tab. Let's go from 0 to 100. Okay. I think I have to put an and symbol in here. That's percent. And equals are in between that number and no space, parentheses, effort today. Period. Close parentheses. Goodness. I need to figure out how to turn off that error noise. Goose, are you hearing that? Like, does that come through the stream? Oh wait, I don't think it does because I have my desktop audio off. I think it's just that I can hear it because I have my headphones in. Oh, you can hear it. Is it playing through my speaker? Maybe it's playing through my headphones and then it's going into the microphone. Tell you what I'll do in the meantime. I will just mute Excel as an application. Where's the volume mixer? Oh, of course, it's not going to let me turn it off because Excel's not currently making any noise. So let me go here. Let me go here. I absolutely hate Windows sometimes. I can't even. I'm just gonna have to look up how to do this. Windows 10, how to mute application that isn't making noise. Why is Windows like this? That's infuriating. I am on OBS, but the problem is like it's not playing Excel through OBS because like I have the desktop audio off. Like whatever you're hearing is playing through my headphones, and then you're hearing it on through the microphone just because like my head is so close to the microphone. Anyhow, let me yeah, like volume mixer's not listing it because it's not making noise. I guess I'm gonna mute my microphone and find a way to do this. Give me just a sec. I'm just gonna keep making error noises so that it pops up on my volume mixer so that I can hopefully quickly turn it off. Let's see. Give me just a moment. Well, I don't fully understand why, but apparently that is like a system sound. Oh, jeez. Okay, there we go. Apparently that's a system sound. That counts as a Windows sound. It doesn't count as an Excel sound. I guess that's just another Microsoft whatever. Okay, well, that's good to know, I guess. Hopefully that shouldn't happen again. So let's see, we were working on this, and I think it's working now. So yeah, it'll spit out a random percentage of how much effort someone is giving today. So now I just need to actually get these to work by putting them on the front end. Let's see. So we have a redeemer, we have a chatter, and now we also need to get a chat redeemer, I guess. That's horrible. This Excel sheet is so confusing, but that's fine. I feel like that's how most programs work on the back end. Let's see here. So oh, that's right. So we're doing it over here. Okay, so for chat redeems, and then we just need to copy these, right? And then they'll all be different. And then for here, we'll copy it, but we want to do for the 5th. Oh, it already did it. So this is for 3, this is for 2. So now we have 3 different names. And then on the front end, let's do chat redeems, and we're gonna copy this over here. box who says hello, Juice. And then Speedy Voidling has clocked out, and they are lurking. And now we can just keep pressing it. And then the percentage for the effort is working also. Worried Banana is giving 55% today. I guess I'll not chew him out. Honestly, I'll take anything over 50 for the most part. And considering it's the weekend, I'm probably lucky to get anything over 10, if I'm being honest. Okay, so we got those done, which is good. I haven't really put any more thought into the ban list. I feel like that's... It's not... Well, maybe it is hard. I don't know, it doesn't seem like it should be hard, but it feels like it might be hard. Keep a chat box history. That's too hard. Both of those I'm gonna have to look into a little off stream before doing them. Daily redeem. I think that's the clock in and out. So, or not the clock. Well, yeah, the clock in, the clock out, and the other one is kind of what I meant by that. Formatting. I don't feel like doing that right now. Trigger word into the full redeem statement. That seems like it might be difficult. So I think we're good with that for now. And maybe I'll just add more stuff to what I have. I feel like we could use some more nouns and adjectives for the username generation. Do you want to add anything to the usernames, Goose? Any adjectives for this column or nouns for this column? I'll try to think of some too. Let's see. It's like I speak English and I must know hundreds of words, and every time I'm on the spot to pick something randomly, I'm just like, I have no clue. I have no clue what to do. Probably put Cuban as a noun. Just because I have like cubes sitting here on my desk. I've got productive. We could put in lazy. We could. Let's see. Shirt. That's a noun. I guess adjectives, or colors are adjectives. So we could have red. I don't want to just put a whole bunch of colors in there, but we can have one. I'm definitely not just using things that are around my room for the nouns. That's definitely not what I'm doing. Heater. I also have one of those sitting next to me. What else? I think like 2 more adjectives, and then we'll call it. You can give me one adjective, and I'll come up with the other one. Not. All right, and then we'll go with fantastical. I'm not. Is that a word? Let's use our new spell checking here. Oh, why is it doing it for like the whole sheet? I thought maybe if I double click in the cell, then it'll... Oh, fantastical is a word. There you go. Alright. Oh, but then we need to, like, actually... Whoops. Not like that. But see, like, the problem is, like, every time we add something, we have to, like, go through all these cells and, like, update it. There's gotta be a better need to figure out how to do rand between and just do the first part of a column and then the last part of a column. And like the first part never changes, but the last part keeps changing. I need to figure out a way to select the last item in a column on a table. I wonder if, I mean, I know there's a way to do that. There's gotta be. Excel reference final. Let's see. Bottom value in column. Let's see what this pulls up. What on earth? I hate whenever I look up something for Excel and I'm looking at the result and I'm just like, man, this isn't even within anything that I understand. We might have to figure that out off stream. I'm gonna add that to the to-do list and I'm gonna highlight it. Let's see here. Figure out how to reference bottom cell of column. How to reference value in the bottom cell of a column. That's like super urgent. Otherwise, every time I change something, I'm just gonna have to like update the entire table, and that's quickly gonna get like really out of hand. I will do it manually this one time. Hopefully this is the last time though. I'm also worried that like if I just try to drag that it's not gonna work. Although maybe it would, I don't know. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. And then let's try, so let's make sure the new values are in there, so we're looking for those values. Lazy, speedy, hot, cube, okay. Humidifier, alright, we got some of them in there. Hopefully that'll make the usernames a little less repetitive, because it feels like I keep getting the same ones over and over. Although I'm sure that's probably not the case, but let's see. This is grabbing whatever backend. These are the redeems, which we know are working. And then, oh, the trigger word and everything is probably broken also because we moved a bunch of stuff around. So let's see if T17, we don't want it to be T17, we need it to be V17 because we moved that over. So we need to make sure that if we get those. So to test that, let's get trigger word. That's the other nice thing about adding in the weights, is that now if I want to test a specific one, I can just kind of guarantee that it will show up by putting an outrageously large weight value for it. So we can see trigger words are working. And then positive affirmations, those are also working. And then but they're not working over here because this also needs to be updated. Goodness. So QRSTUV. There we go. This one also needs to be V. Should probably find like better ways to do this sheet so that it's not just like having to update 10,000 different things. Like, I should try and find ways to consolidate everything so that I'm only having to update like one thing instead of that one thing existing in 3 different places and having to redo it. There we go. Alright. Goodness. So let's fix that. And this one. That one also needs to be updated if I had any triggers. I wonder if there's a way around that. Or I guess it's the same as anything else. I would just reference the top column and then I would use, again, whatever I figure out. I want to figure that out now, but I don't want to do it on stream because it looks like there's probably 5 or 6 solutions and that probably only one of them will work, which is just going to make it, I don't know, that's not going to be any fun to watch. I guess I'll just go ahead and do some triggers right now. Do you have any requests, Goosey, or should I just hit the randomizer and see what we get? Actually, since Stretch is on the board, I'm gonna go ahead and stretch. Ugh. All right, we'll do a randomizer. Let's see what we get. And I probably should put these in a different order because I'll probably do the redeem last. But for a chat redeem, it looks like, oh, like I need to make these columns just much larger for their usernames to make sure stuff's not getting cut off, because whenever I adjust the column with it, like re-triggers it. So it looks like Handsome Shirt has clocked out and they're lurking. Hot Yak is surprised that I'm real. And then we got Rubik's Cube for Productive Shirt. So I actually have a bunch of different Rubik's Cubes. I'm not sure which one is the best to use for the trigger. I think maybe people would have like their own preference. This is like my Speed Cube, which has magnets in it and everything. I'm good enough at solving them to know that I'm like actually really bad at solving them. It's like I can solve a regular one in about a minute, which is, you know, probably better than most people, because most people can't solve them. But in terms of people who can't solve them, there's plenty of people who can solve them in like 10 to 30 seconds, or maybe like 45 seconds. I could probably solve it faster if I looked up alternate algorithms, but the way that I solve it is mostly ways that I figured out on my own, and so I just kind of stick to those. But if I looked up the other methods are faster. So it's not necessarily that my fingers are slow, it's that my method is slow. And then also probably my fingers are slow also because I don't practice. But there's this one, and then give me just a second. So I think I have like maybe 20 of these different ones. This is like a 3x5, and it's probably pretty creaky. I probably wouldn't want to use this one. And then I have my normal OG Rubik's Cube. I think this thing is maybe 20 years old at this point, and it's also kind of creaky. So maybe that one's not the best. The one that some people might like is the 5x5x5, and it's an original one, which usually would be pretty creaky, but I've had it for so long, and my friend opened it up speed one is best. I don't know. I don't know what people are expecting. I've heard a couple different people use Rubik's Cubes as triggers, but I'm not sure what type they have or what they use. Goodness. I've got a bunch of special ones. I don't think any of them are the same. So I have the 3x3, the 4x4, the 5x5, the 3x3x5. I have the Megaminx, which is it's a dodecahedron cube, so like there's 12 sides instead of 6, and they are pentagons. And then I have the curvy copter and another version of the curvy copter, which is like harder. I don't really know how to describe that one. I have the gear ball. Some of these I don't even really know the name for, to be honest with you. I have a couple fidget spinner Rubik's Cubes that are just 3x3x1, which are pretty cool. They're not like hard to solve, but they're fun to fiddle with. Sorry for the chair. I feel like every ASM artist has like a creaky chair. They need to make a chair specifically. Yeah, let me see if I can pull up an image of it. Here it is. I don't really want to share my internet browser. I have like 100 tabs open right now. It's gonna make me look like a lunatic. Let me pull up this image and then go to like that, and then I'll go to OBS and add it. Oh, I can select and no. Just do a window capture. That's it. Oh. That was the tie asset. There's the fidget spinner. So like you can twist it. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to breathe so hard into the mic, but it's difficult. So yeah, you can twist each of those sides, and then you can also, whenever it's, or it doesn't have to be flat to spin it, but you can spin it without it being flat. Let me remove that and remove that. Yeah, the fidget spinner one isn't that hard to solve because it's like 1/3 essentially of a Rubik's Cube. It's just like one layer. Jeez, okay. Let me move this back to this other screen. I did not think that was going to be so difficult. I should probably set up like an image thing, because maybe I'll share images sometimes and then I'll just have it set up ahead of time and not fumble around like a moron. Oh, I have a treasure chest cube, which is pretty cool. It's hollow on the inside and it only opens whenever it's solved. So you can put stuff inside and you can twist it around and everything and it will lock it, and then whenever you solve it, one of the sides will come off and you can get to whatever's inside. And then I also have a cube that's made of dice, and it's only held together by magnets, so I don't mess with it too much because if you drop it, it actually like falls apart, and then it's very hard to put it all back together in the same order which is really annoying. It's more of a just kind of display piece. You would never try and solve it, probably. And then I have another one that I don't know what it's called. The dice one isn't custom necessarily. Like, you can order it online, but you get to pick what color dice you want, and they're like, not crystal dice, but they're, I don't know, they're transparent, and they look kind of like gems. So mine is purple and green, and, but yeah, I don't actually mess with it too much. And it's the only one I don't let people pick up, because again, if you drop it, it's because the whole thing is held together by magnets. And the problem with that is that the magnets are in the center of each side of the die. And so if you look at the side that is supposed to be a 2, there's a little magnet in the center that makes it look like a 3. And so it's really hard to tell the 2s and 3s apart and the 4s and 5s apart because there's magnets there. And so if it falls apart, it is extremely difficult to put it back together correctly without it taking an hour and a half. And then I have some other puzzles, but they're too hard to describe. Let's see. Let's hit the random button again. Let's see what we get. So it looks like Brave Fox has clocked in for the day. Thank you, Brave Fox. Handsome Fox is... You know, I put in that, "Oh, you're real," because you typed that last week, and the problem is it's one of only 3 messages, and so it keeps showing up. I need to put in some other chat messages, but I still don't know what to put in. Whatever. I'll worry about that later. And then we got head pats for Quirky Race Car. That was head pats for Quirky Race Car. The other weird thing is that whenever I do some of the triggers, they're loud enough that it triggers my VTuber model, and it makes it look like I'm talking when I'm not. Or it looks like the Rubik's Cube noises are coming out of me. I think I can change the threshold, but it'll depend on... The problem is I'm like talking so quiet that the threshold has to be pretty low. Oh, the other thing that I did is I took apart my computer this week. So like I was trying to get a bunch done this week, and then some things got in the way. But I also had to take apart my computer and like plug in the fans a different way so that I can control the speed. And so now they stay really, really quiet unless the computer's working super hard and is getting hot. So that's nice, because that was like really annoying. And now my what is that filter called? The noise suppression doesn't have to suppress as much, and so I feel like the noise suppression introduces a little bit of warbling in the background, and it's not very noticeable, but not having it on as loud definitely helps. Yeah, so I know there's a couple, there's a couple different blue mics, but the Yeti is one of those. And so yeah, all blue Yetis, they plug into your computer via USB, and then you plug in whatever headphones you're using directly can hear the computer audio through the microphone, and I can also hear the microphone through, the microphone through the headset, which is really useful because there's no lag. The problem with it is that you can't hear, I can't hear what you're hearing. So I have noise suppression on, so the quiet things, you can't hear them, but the sound is getting to my ears before it gets to OBS, so I can't hear the result of different filters and things. So even though the computer fans weren't super loud on the stream, I could still hear them, which is a little distracting sometimes. And there are ways to set it up where the audio can go from the microphone to OBS and then back into my headset, and I did set it up that way for a little bit. The problem is that it introduces lag, and so you're hearing everything that you say about... I don't even know how to estimate. It's probably only like a tenth of a second later after you're saying it, but it's really distracting, and it makes talking really hard. Give me a second for the headphones. I have the Sony MDR 7506 headphones. So I must have gotten these, I don't know, a long time ago, for film stuff. I forget how much they were. I think they're somewhere between like $70 and $100. But they're pretty standard for sound monitoring on lower budget film sets, or even some of the higher budget ones. They don't really do anything in terms of noise canceling, but they deliver really good clean audio, and they come with I forget what it is. It's like an adapter so that instead of plugging into a regular headphone jack, you can plug it into a 1/4 inch headphone jack, which is something available on higher end audio equipment, but you don't have to use it. So they're pretty good headphones. I would recommend them. I'm not sure how many people use them for ASMR, but I feel like if you use them to monitor film on a film set, then it's probably fine to use them for ASMR and monitoring your own audio. So, Handsome Humidifier has clocked in. Thank you. Red Yak is surprised that I'm real. I'm getting a lot of that today. I am in fact real. Negative affirmations for Handsome Voidling. The Audio Technica ones. Yeah, I guess the other thing is I don't really know how to compare these headphones to anything else because they're pretty much all I've ever used. I have a couple pairs of wireless earbuds for, personal out and about, but for my computer, I pretty much just use my speakers for the most part. I know Audio Technica is a good brand, though. I think I might have a couple microphones from them. I think my lav microphones are from them, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I know I have something from, you know what? I think my shotgun microphone, my condenser mic, is made by Audio Technica, but I don't remember. I haven't used it in a very long time. My poor film equipment is just sitting in a bag, sitting in multiple bags, all packaged up. Let's see here. Negative affirmations. What mic condenser? I don't know. It's been so long since I used it. It's just an Audio Technica. I think it was $70 or $80 also. It's a very short one. I know that, which is really annoying because it doesn't fit in the shock mount properly. I have literally an XLR extender for it that's 1.5 inches of just solid. It's not a wire. It's a solid XLR extender that just makes the microphone longer so that I can fit it in the shock mount properly, while also fitting the foam over the top end of the microphone. Normally I'm down for negative affirmations, but I feel like I'm gonna skip this one. Sorry, handsome voidling. That's your negative affirmation, is that I'm not gonna do the trigger for you because you're just not worth it. So, move along. Maybe next time. Quirky Countertop is giving 58% effort today. Like I said, I'll take that on a weekend. That's an adequate amount of effort. I think we'll skip the live chat until we add more to it because it's getting kind of repetitive. Kisses for Speedy Heater. I haven't actually done kisses yet, and I don't even have. Hold on, I gotta grab something. Maybe I did last week. Maybe I tried it for a little bit. I can't remember. This week has been a blur. It's also weird trying to figure out how to do everything on a standard microphone, because I feel like a lot of ASM artists, at least the established ones, they have the 3DO mics where you can just do stuff directly to the mic for the most part. I mean, I guess for headpats and stuff, for mic scratches, you still need some sort of layer, but I'm just kind of wary of doing anything directly to this mic because it's just a normal mic. It's not meant to, have your mouth directly on it or anything, as far as I know. Because you just don't want to risk moisture getting in there or anything. Let's see. It was kisses for Speedy Heater. Your noun made it in. Handsome Countertop has clocked in. Worried Envelope is leaving. And we've got typing for Stinky Countertop. I feel like I need to add in enough kind of nouns and adjectives to not get repeats between just 3 things. Because they show up a lot, but I know it's not statistically too impossible, because I think I might be remembering the statistics slightly wrong, but I'm pretty sure if you have 17 people in a room, that there's a 50% chance that 2 of them have the same birthday. And so maybe that's kind of the same thing going on with the usernames, is that I'd have to add an outrageous amount for there not to be repeats. Let's see how the typing goes this week, because I did make some changes. That was typing for Stinky this out of here. We just did kisses. I don't want to do kisses again. Let's see here. Worried Cube has clocked in. Thank you. Please get to work. We have a lot to do today. Fantastical Heater says hello, Juice. And we have positive affirmations for Brave House surrounding work. Brave House, I've been kind of monitoring you this last week at the office, and I have to say I am extremely pleased with your performance so far. You've been doing really good, and you've been hitting all your deadlines, and not only has your work been getting done on time, but it's been extremely accurate. And I just wanted to thank you for all the good work that you're doing, and if there's anything you need, just let me know, because we really value you as an employee. I feel like maybe that was more like a work performance review, because that's like from me. I feel like positive affirmations should maybe be more kind of generalized to whatever they're doing, or whatever they could be doing. So maybe something more like, I think you're doing really good at your job, Brave House, and I know it might get discouraging sometimes, but you're doing a really good job, and I don't know, I need to work on my positive affirmations. I'm not so good at it. That's why I like this Excel sheet, because I don't have to worry that somebody is actually redeeming something. I feel like it's really good practice. And the fact that it's random will make me practice the ones that I don't really feel like doing. Man, did I mess up the weights on the kissing? Like, we just got like 3 of the last 5. And there's like 20 triggers. That's insane. We did Rubik's Cube recently too. We just did typing. And we just did negative affirmations. I feel like I don't know. It's that thing where I think Apple back in the day, they like changed their song randomizer to not actually be random, but to feel more random, because whenever it was actually random, people thought that it wasn't, and so they would put in extra things to make sure that same thing wouldn't show up over and over again. Oh, was it Spotify? I think maybe just everyone does it. But I remember like when the iPod came out, there was an article about Apple having to do that. I wonder if there's something I can do. Maybe I can, if I figure out how to get the chat history working, then I can figure out how to store the last couple redeems that have gone through, and then if it gets the same one, I could have it not do that. That would be like a combination of the chat box history and the ban list, where like any of the last 3 or 4 triggers gets added to like a temporary ban list or something. I will take stretch though, even though we've had that one today. I feel like it's important to stretch. Thank you, Productive Yak. Hot Race Car has to go now, and Fantastic Voidling. Really? 49%? Can you just give me like just a little more? Just a little more. Just like 1% more. Fantastical Voidling. If you don't mind, I would appreciate it. Thank you. How long have we been streaming for? Goodness, it's been an hour and like 20 minutes. Quirky Banana has clocked in. Lazy Heater says hello, Juice. And there is a positive HR meeting for Productive Voidling. I guess I didn't really think this through. Like, I know what a negative HR meeting is, but I don't. And like a negative performance review and a positive performance review, but I don't know what like a positive HR meeting is. I don't feel like I've ever been called into HR and they were just like, hey, congratulations, you haven't harassed anybody lately. You've been following all the company guidelines, and we just wanted to make sure to take 15 minutes of your workday to let you know. I feel like maybe this redeem won't work out. I have no clue what I would say. Maybe we'll just weight that to 0. We'll leave it on the spreadsheet, but we're gonna weight it to 0 because I have no clue what that would be. I don't think that exists. We did just do head pats a little while ago also. I feel like, I don't know, maybe we've just cycled through all of them? No, because we haven't gotten like tapping or finger tracing or ear licks or the infinity cube or the flutters, the hand rub. There's like a bunch we haven't gotten. And I know we haven't gotten a hydrate, but I'm taking a drink. Oh, I did put out one video today. It's not on my ASMR channel though. Yeah, it's water. I wouldn't get drunk on stream, I don't think. At least not during an ASMR stream. That would have to be like a gaming stream or something. But it is just water from my kind of, try not to be too noisy. There we go. My I guess it's a water bottle, it's not a canteen. It has like a little screw lid. No, soda's not hydrating, that doesn't count. I used to be one of those people though, I'm not gonna lie. In college, just like I didn't drink any water, it was just like soda or juice, or like probably the most hydrating thing that I drank was like milk. But now I'm too old for that. I gotta drink water. I have to have my water. I'll still drink the soda too, but hydrating is water for sure. But I did put out a video earlier today. It was on my main channel because it's not ASMR. It's gonna be a big hit with everyone that plays Balatro and has also seen the Trivago commercial with that German football coach with the ridiculous veneers, or whatever it is. So maybe I'm not gonna reach the broadest audience with it, but it's a parody and I thought it was funny, so I also feel like some people are just not gonna take anything from it though. But I don't know. I'm not necessarily trying to broad appeal necessarily. I just want to make stuff, and I've been thinking about making that video for a long time because I don't know, the Trivago commercial is damn near everywhere, and I'm like somewhat dyslexic, and so Trivago and Balatro are essentially the same word to me. They both have 3 syllables. They've got like similar vowel noises in the same places, and so they might as well be the same word. So I made a really stupid parody of that commercial. Let's see here. Hand rubs for red envelope, and Hot Yak has clocked out. They're lurking. So Balatro is not. It's honestly, it's nothing like poker. Like it has poker in its DNA, but it's literally completely different. For the first thing, like in poker, you have a hand, and the hand has got like a rank, and you're trying to play your poker hand that is gonna be better than the rank of someone else's. But you can't really do anything to change the rank of your hand. So it's like poker almost doesn't even really have anything to do with the hands. Like you just have to play, like, I think that's literally a saying, you have to play the hand that you're given. And so you're just like trying to trick the other person into thinking that you have a bad hand when you have a good hand, or that you have a good hand when you have a bad hand. Balatro, you are playing hands after you beat each level, you have opportunities to increase how many points that you can score. And so you're just trying to beat the level by scoring enough points and then improve your deck in the shop after the level so that you can get even more points and get to the higher threshold on the next one. No, it's not PvP. There is a multiplayer mod where you can play PvP. So you might see people on stream doing that, but it's like there's 8 antes, and each ante is 3 levels, and so there's 24 levels total, and you're just trying to build a good deck to beat the scoring requirements for all 24 levels, and then you win, essentially, and then you just start over. Or there is an endless mode that you can do too, and then there's like some challenges and such, but it's not really like poker at all, and there's like no real money involved at all, and there's no gambling involved, not even like fake gambling with fake money. It's just a game where you're trying to get a high score, and that's pretty much it. Oh, we were doing hand rubs. I don't know if hand rubs is a good trigger, because I don't think I've really seen it on any other streams, but I don't know. Also, every time I stream, I always think to myself that I'm gonna do like an hour, and like an hour is almost too much, and then I find myself like an hour and a half in, and I'm like, oh, I thought I'd like just started. Man, kisses again. Can we get one of the other? It's rigged. This has got to be rigged. Okay, finally, we got a trigger word. We need to add more trigger words also, because I think we still only have 4 of them. And they're just like random ones I picked. I don't even necessarily think they sound like particularly good. Oh, I just changed it by accident. I think it was moonlight. 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 That was moonlight for whoever it was. Sorry, you're off screen now. I can't see your name anymore. Oh my goodness. Productive Yak is giving 80% on the weekend. I guess that's why he's productive. Lazy Fox has to go now. And positive affirmations for Red Race Car surrounding mental health. Red Race Car, I know that I haven't gotten this one before. I don't really know which direction to take it. I feel like this falls more under reassurances than positive affirmations, but if we're talking about mental health, but I guess I'll see where it goes. Red Race Car, I know that you might not be feeling great right now, but it's just important to remember that, oh goodness, I'm not good at the positive affirmations, man. I might have to get rid of these. Or maybe I just need to practice and I need to get better. Let's see here. It's also really weird looking at my little rock dude. He's just like trying to give affirmations about mental health. He's like, I'm not qualified for this. Let's see. Oh goodness, why is this so hard? I swear every time positive affirmations comes up, my brain just like crashes. It just like literally stops working. Okay. Red race car. I know you might feel down sometimes, but it's important to remember that. No, you're not making me nervous. Even if no one was watching, I'd be nervous about it. I guess, like, the hard thing about positive affirmations for me, I think, is that, like, to be honest, I'm a bit of a cynical person. And so, like, I guess whenever I'm feeling down, my positive affirmation for myself is like, yeah, well, it could be worse. It could be worse. And then it's just like, okay, yeah, it sucks, but like, I guess it could be worse. And then I just kind of move on with my day. And so, I don't know, I guess I'm not good at positive affirmationing myself. And that's what makes it hard to do it for other people. But that's also part of the reason I wanted to start streaming, because I feel like, whenever you're by yourself, it's really easy to be negative. And I feel like, if I was streaming and there were people watching or listening to whatever I was saying, then I wouldn't want to be negative. Where when I'm by myself, there's like nothing stopping me, I guess. And so, kind of putting myself in an environment where I know that other people are there makes me want to be more positive. I'm just not good at it. But at least I'm not being negative. So, let's see here. Positive affirmations for Red Race Car around mental health. I can do this. I can do this. Red Race Car. I know that things can be difficult sometimes, but it's just important to remember that, anything that happens is temporary. And just because you're having a bad day or a bad shift, or maybe something happened today that is not the best, that it is temporary, and that tomorrow is a new day where you can make all different decisions and, improve whatever it is that's hampering you. And even if it is a bad year, like Goose Hay says, is that, there's always next year, and things can always get better. And it's important to not get bogged down with negative thoughts, because it just kind of ends up being a cycle. And so if you can kind of, weather the bad stuff and try and keep a positive attitude about it, it'll make it easier to find yourself in a better space sooner. Hopefully. That's how I try to think about it. I will be honest, I'm not successful all the time, but the other important thing is just to try. As long as you're trying and putting in a bit of effort, even if you fail, that's okay. Because you'll just get better and better, and hopefully you can pull yourself out of whatever circumstances you're in. I think that's the best we're gonna get out of me today. I feel like mental health is a hard one, because that's probably the one that I struggle with most, like work and family and all the rest of the stuff. It's not something I struggle with so much, but mental health is always difficult. Because I guess the rough thing about mental health is, you can't get away from it necessarily. Like if you're having a bad time at work, it's like, okay, well, at some point I'll clock out, and then I don't have to think about it. But mental health is just there all the time. So that's always a hard one to work on. And then it makes it also hard to give affirmations for when that's something you struggle with. But I don't know, maybe we'll get better at it. Yeah, being alone can make it difficult. For me personally, I try to find some way to occupy myself. And so, different like hobbies or gaming or watching a movie or something, different things like that can, I don't know, I want to say they help. And if I'm being honest, like it helps distract you. I guess the other thing is like not to try and just distract yourself. You also want to try and, obviously, if you have the means, you want to go to therapy or something. I know that not everybody is fortunate enough to do that, but I guess it also is important to try and work on, improving your circumstances or your mood, or finding the root cause of what's making you feel bad and address that also. Because I feel like that's how a lot of people end up in like different substance abuse and addictions and such, is they're just trying to distract themselves from the problem rather than fixing it. And I know fixing it isn't always like an easy, straightforward task, but I don't know. I feel like we're veering off course a little bit, but that's okay. But yeah, I don't know. If anybody is ever feeling down, you can always tune in if I happen to be streaming, and hopefully relax a little bit and distract yourself and, not be alone. God, positive affirmations are hard. Alright, let's move on to something else. Ooh, a positive performance review. I feel like that's easier. Speedy Countertop is giving 66% effort today. Now, Speedy Countertop, I want you to make sure that you do not give 1 more percent, okay? Or I'm gonna have to ban you, like, straight up. We're not doing that here. This is a brain rot free workplace. I want everybody to understand that. Quirky Cube is on their way out, and the positive performance review for Commanding Heater. I guess I kind of did this earlier whenever someone had the positive affirmations for work, but we'll go ahead and do it again. Commanding Heater, if you could step into my office, please. Thank you. I just wanted to say that I've been really proud of how you've been handling that project that I assigned you. I know it was really difficult, and it was on a tight schedule, and that you weren't necessarily prepared for it ahead of time, but I'm extremely proud of you and how you handled it. And it was completed on time, under budget, and I couldn't have asked for anything better. And I would love it if you would take point on the next major project that's coming up next month. Good job. And you get a raise. Not a gigantic raise. I'm not made out of money. All right. I can barely afford this one tie, but you get a small raise. A small raise. If we're gonna be a little cynical about it, you get a raise that does not nearly keep up with the rate of inflation, but it's something, Same type of raise that everybody else is getting right now. Something that is not adequate, but, it's something. Let's see here. Hot Yak is giving 11%. Jesus Christ, Hot Yak. Come on, man. I mean, that's not nothing, and I know it's the weekend, but let's try to get those numbers up. Let's try to get those numbers a little bit up. Lazy Yak says hello. Hello, Lazy Yak. Negative HR meeting for Brave Banana. Alright. Yeah, Brave Banana, I'm gonna need you to go down to HR. They want to talk to you. They've actually been trying to reach you for the whole last week. I'm not sure what you've been doing, but you should probably get down there. Yes, hello, Brave Banana. So we've been noticing some, let's just say, disturbing behavior from you over the last couple months, and received a number of complaints. You've been using your name in a couple different, very nondiscreet innuendos, and it's made some of your coworkers very uncomfortable. very uncomfortable, and that's not the type of behavior that we expect you to have around here. We want everybody to be professional and to respect everyone's feelings and boundaries, especially their boundaries, whether physical or verbal or mental or whatever you want to call it. You can consider this your first, second, and third warnings. Actually, like it's been really, really bad, and you're like right on the edge, so I'm gonna need you to go back to your desk and kind of shape up, because this is not acceptable. And the next time I see you in here, it's gonna be to hand you a termination letter. I'm gonna be frank. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. All right, have a good day. Get out of here. Red Fox. I guess you're doing better than the yak. I forget which yak it was. We have so many yaks who work here. at least 12 varieties of yak. So you're doing better than him, but 18 is still a little bit low. Let's try and, I know it's the weekend, but we can do better than that. Kisses again. I guess we'll go ahead and do kisses. The Excel sheet demands it. It keeps popping up. That was kisses for Stinky Yak. If you could please, take a bath, next time before you redeem that, I would appreciate it. Thank you. Let's see. I think we might end here soon. I do still have some stuff to do, and it is getting kind of late. Let's see. I do have some stuff to work on. I'll probably do another stream tomorrow, though. Hopefully. So we'll see. Oh, and Goose Hay. I forgot when you followed last week. I don't know if I just didn't see the notification. I'm not sure how they pop up. But the idea on this channel is that anybody who follows is now an employee. So I missed it last week, but I'm supposed to say, thank you for following. Here's your cubicle. If you could please get to work. And then somebody else followed while I was offline. I feel like maybe it's a bot, but I'm not sure. Maybe they tuned in last second or something, and I just didn't see it. But yeah, all of the followers are employees. Yeah, it was your other account. It was the Boba account. Boba on the Rocks, I think. Oh, I looked up the song. Because you said it was based on a song. I'll be honest, it's not super my type of music or anything, but I did look into it. But yeah, I think that was your other account that you followed on. But yeah, the idea on this channel is that the followers are employees, and then if you were to subscribe or donate or something, which I don't have any of that set up. I don't even know if people can subscribe. Do you have to hit a certain number of followers first or something? I mean, I'm not expecting anybody to subscribe because I can't. I don't have any emotes or anything. But at some point, those will be shareholders if you subscribe or something. 50. Oh, 50 followers. I gotcha. Yeah, I don't really have any goals right now. I mean, I would like to hit affiliate, which I believe is some number of streams per month. I think it's 3 or 4, which is really easy. That's just one a week. And then I think I need 3 or 4 average viewers per stream. But the only real reason I want to hit affiliate is because that's when you get channel points, and then people can actually redeem stuff. And I don't just have to take chat suggestions or whatever and everything. But I'm not super worried about hitting partner or anything excited about the name that I came up for it, but I don't want to share it yet. I want to keep it as a secret. It's going to be a surprise. I think it's a really good name. I don't know if everybody will, like, they'll get it after I explain it, but I don't think it's something like most people know of. I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling now. But I'm really excited for the name that I came up with it. I think it's a good name for the channel points themselves. But thank you for tuning in, Goosehay or Bo. Like, which is your main Twitch account? Which one are you going to be here with most of the time? Or is it just going to be both? I also have like multiple Twitch accounts that I use for different things. It just helps to keep everything like more like segregated or whatever. But I guess like should I call you Boba or should I call you Goose? Or should I call you something else? The other one I never use, I just happen to remember. Oh, I gotcha. Okay, no worries. I'll call you Goose for now, regardless of which one you show up under, if I remember. But thanks for tuning in, Goose. I appreciate it. Now, yeah, I don't know if it lets me see, like, previous usernames or something. Or maybe you'll have to tell me if you change it who you are, and then I'll remember. But anyhow, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it, and I should stream tomorrow again for probably at least an hour, maybe more. I don't know. It'll just kind of depend. And I'll try and look up some of these different things and see if I can. Mainly this one. This one's important so that I can keep working on the worksheet without changing like 800 different cells. Because that'll get really annoying really quick. But I hope you have a good rest of your day/night.